Hi, Dave Powell, Integrity Surveying. I don't know a lot about IT, so if I'm talking to an IT professional and they start talking about random access memory and buses and that sort of thing, I get completely lost. Now, we've got quite a few years experience in building and we know all the technical terms for building. However, we recognise that a lot of people who we provide reports to don't have that knowledge. So what we try and do is to make sure our reports are as simple and easy to read as possible and are in plain English. However, we do have to use some technical terms. So I thought I'd give you a few technical terms of the structure of a roof. Now, there's a couple of different types of roofs. The more modern one is called a truss roof, which is basically sections of timber all put together and then just taken to site and put directly into place. This is an older style roof called a cut roof, because all the timbers are cut individually. And I thought I'd just give you a quick show around what timber is what. Now then, we'll start with the underside of the tiles. These are called tile battens, and the tiles hook onto them and then are overlapped one after the other. So those are tile battens, normally thin strips of wood. They, in turn, rest on what are called rafters. So these are the rafters. They can be set anything from 400 to 600 mil apart normally. And these support the tile battens and the main weight of the roof. Now, something like this size of timber will need some extra support, and that's provided by what are called purlins, which are the timbers normally halfway up a roof. In Victorian houses you can sometimes get one at low level and one at higher level. That's called a purlin. Now, it can either just be self-supporting or, as we have here, a brick support at one end, and then at the other end we have it going into the party wall. That's the wall that abuts the next door neighbour. So that is there supported, which supports the rafters, that supports the battens, that supports the tiles. Now, there's a few other bits and pieces in here as well. Let's start with this. Now, some roofs are just shaped like that, and others have an end that dips, which is called the hip. And this is a typical hip roof. These things here are called the hip blades. They run from the top at the ridge all the way down to the corner, and you'll find that the purlins abut onto that and give support, that the rafters rest on it, that the battens rest on it, and then the tiles rest on it. So it's everything here is supporting everything else. So the one other thing which we can't quite see, unfortunately, under here, all this insulation, there are joists, and the joists are what your ceilings are nailed to, and they normally run the narrowest route. So there's a middle wall here, front wall there, so the joist will be running this way, and normally the bottom of the joist is nailed to the bottom of the rafter to stop the rafters from moving out. So that's all the main structure. There's one other little bit as well. Ceilings nowadays are made of plasterboard, and they're quite easy to put up into place and nail fix. Older properties, like this one, have this. Now, this is called lath and plaster because there are laths of wood, and what they used to do is to get wet plaster and to smear it onto the underside, and it would ooze through the laths and stick in place. So that's the lath and plaster ceiling. Hopefully, though, that help with a few terms will help you when you start reading your building reports. But if you have any questions, there's no charge, just to give us a call and ask if you need any help or anything explaining. So hopefully it's a big help to you. Thanks for watching. Dave Powell, Integrity Surveying.